This video is sponsored by Sumash, a place that's famous for best pricing and greatest after-sale service. Check the description for more information. Welcome to the detailed comparison between Realme 5 and Xiaomi Redmi 8. The comparison will be divided into 6 following parts, and at the end of this video we will be talking about the verdict. So let's get started with the design. So when it comes to design, both the phones are going with the trend. Both the phones are offering a 720p display, but the ratio on the Redmi 8 is 19:9, where the Realme 5 has a noticeably taller display, and the ratio on the Realme 5 is 20:9. And when it comes to brightness, the Realme 5 looked a little bit brighter than the Redmi 8. Also, the colors and the overall sharpness of the display was a little bit better on the Realme 5 than the Redmi 8. So overall, when it comes to the display, I'd prefer the Realme 5. Plus, the purple color on the Realme 5 looked a little bit better than the blue on the Realme 8. I kind of like the Realme 5's design a little bit more than the Redmi 8, but it's always down to personal preferences. But one thing I can say for sure is the 720p display on the Realme 5 is noticeably better than the Redmi 8. Next up, let's talk about the performance. Long story short, Realme 5 wins it by a huge margin. The Realme 5 is powered by a Snapdragon 665 processor and the Redmi 8 is powered by a Snapdragon 439 processor. So it's pretty obvious that Realme 5 will have a huge advantage over the Redmi 8 when it comes to performance. In spite of the fact they are priced almost same, the Realme 5 performs 2 times the performance of Redmi 8. You can check out the speed test between these two phones and the link will be in the description. Now it's time to talk about the thing that probably matters the most for a lot of people, the camera. So the Redmi 8 has a dual camera setup at the back, which offers a 12MP f1.8 sensor and a 2MP depth sensor. On the other hand, the Realme 5 has a quad camera setup at the back, which includes a 12MP primary shooter, a 8MP ultra-wide shooter, which everyone would like to have in their phone nowadays, and a 2MP depth sensor and another 2MP macro shooter. So when it comes to daytime photography, both the phones offer pretty decent quality photos, but the Realme 5 has a little bit of a better dynamic range. Also, the Realme 5 has a 8MP ultra wide angle sensor, which will let you take photos that's never possible to take on the Redmi 8. But what actually makes a difference is the video. In the Xiaomi Redmi 8, you cannot take any kind of slow motion video. You cannot record 1080p 60 frames a second, don't even think about 4K. Plus, Xiaomi didn't include any type of image stabilization on the Redmi 8. So the videos look very shaky and almost unusable on any platform. On the contrary, with the Realme 5, you can record up to 1080p 60 frames a second, you can even record 4K 30 frames a second, and of course you can shoot slow motion at 720p or 1080p. And the video definitely looks better than the Redmi 8. Plus, you have electronic image stabilization on Realme 5, so the videos on the Realme 5 are gonna look a lot more smoother than the Redmi 8. Moving to the front camera, selfies look good on both the phones, but as the light decreases, the Realme 5 starts to show its strength. And nighttime videography looks like a joke on the Redmi 8 as it has constant focus breathing issue, while the footage on the Realme 5 kind of looks usable. Both the phones have a true pro mode in its camera system, and this is where the Redmi 8 has the better of Realme 5. The Redmi 8 can take long exposure shot up to 32 seconds, while the Realme 5 is limited up to only 16 seconds. And the photos too look better on the Redmi 8 than the Realme 5 when it comes to pro mode. So design, camera and performance wise, the Realme 5 is looking to destroy the Redmi 8. But let's go ahead and talk about a few more things which might make a difference. So both the phones are offering a humongous 5000 mAh battery, but none of the box comes with a quick charger inside it. With the 10W regular charger provided in the box, you will need around 3 hours to charge your phone completely. Though the Redmi 8 has been officially advertised to be supporting 18W fast charging, it doesn't necessarily show much of an improvement with the 18W charger we tried. You can check out the battery test to get a better idea, which is linked in the description. When it comes to battery backup, both the phones shine. You're gonna get a 10 hours of screen on time, regardless how hardcore of a user you are. Time to talk about the software. Both the phones are running on heavily customized Android skin on top of Android 9.0 Pie. In this case, the MIUI 11 on the Redmi 8 will have the better of the colorways on the Realme 5. Both the ROMs offer tons of customization and so many features, but overall, MIUI 11 on Redmi 8 is the clear winner. Let's now talk about storage and price. Both the phones starts from 332 gigs and goes up to 664 gigs. You will get a dedicated slot for microSD card on both the devices, and in whichever region you are, you will probably have to pay an extra $10 to get the Realme 5 of the same storage of Redmi 8. But to save that extra little bit of $10, if you go for the Redmi 8, you will be missing out on so many things that we have discussed already. The Realme 5 is a much better phone than the Redmi 8, and it has much more value for money. From camera to performance, the Realme 5 outperforms the Redmi 8 in almost every section. So if you are planning to buy the Redmi 8, please consider Realme 5. I think that'd be a much better choice. Before ending this video, if you are from Bangladesh and planning to buy any of this smartphone, just go ahead and visit Sumash. They are probably the best and the most reliable smartphone seller in Bangladesh. Go ahead and check them out, guys. The links will be in the description. And as always, thanks a lot for watching. Asha kori abaro dekha hobe.